In this video, we're going to have a look to see how the person creating the post, the editor for example, can choose the layout that they would like for the post. So to show you how that works, here we have a post. We have this layout for the post. Now we'll head over to edit post, and the editor or the author can simply select layout 2 over here, and we'll update that. And then when we have a look at the post on the front end, just let that update. Right, with that updated, now when we view the same post on the front end, you'll see that it has a completely different layout, essentially the same post with a different layout. So you could build 2 or 3 or 4 different layouts for your clients or the editors, and they can then choose the layout that best suits the post that they're going to publish without having to access the Oxygen meta box. So to show you how that would work is if we go and edit the post, and you'll see here that there is no Oxygen meta box available on the page in order for the person to choose a template. So by doing it this way, it's not possible for them to choose a template that's not relevant for the post that they're creating. And to see how this works inside the Oxygen editor, we have the layout. So I've used one template, and in that template I've created the 2 different post layouts, and what I've done is put each one in a section, and I've said for the first section let's add a condition, and that condition says, and you'll see in the description there that it's looking for an ACF custom field, and the custom field is called template name. So I've said that if that custom field is equal to layout 1, then it displays the first layout, and in the second one, if this layout is equal to layout number 2, then display the content in the second layout. And if we go then and have a look at the custom post field, you'll see that I have a field group here called template choice. I have a field called template name. It's a radio button for choice, so you can't choose more than one template. And I simply have layout 1, layout 2, and I've selected that the return value is just the value on its own. And I've set the layout for the options to be horizontal, so they display next to each other. So I then change the priority of this, and I say make the position high after title, and that's why it appears just below the content, doesn't appear below the title with the new Gutenberg layout. However, it does appear directly below the content, so the person is able to create the post and then select the layout. And that's pretty much how you would be able to give the author or the editor the choice as to what layout they would like to use for their post. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a third layout just to show you how this all fits together. So to do that, I'm going to head over to Oxygen. I have these 2 sections, so what I'm going to do is add another section, and then immediately I'm going to add a condition, and we're going to set the condition. And what we're going to do here now is we're going to go to dynamic data equal to advanced custom field template name, and we're going to put that down to layout _3, and we'll close that and we'll save that. And just to make sure that we have that option available, we head over to our custom field group template choice, and in the choice I'm going to add layout _3 and layout. Right, so there we have the choice in the list that will appear in the post for the client that's busy making the post. And now we're going to add the post element. So first thing that I do, advanced size and spacing, is we make this a full width. and we set the padding to 0. So now we have a section that stretches from side to side of the page, and what I'm going to do now is add a div, and in this case what I'll do is I'll just centralize the post information in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the size and spacing of this particular div to let's make it 1000, the maximum width to 1100 pixels. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the left margin and the right margin to auto, and that will then centralize the div, but because I've added no content, it still displays the way that it does. And what we're also going to do is, and just to make it easier, I'm just going to view this post on the front end. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we are now going to add 2 columns. So we'll go to columns, we'll add the 2 columns, and what I'm going to do now is insert an image in the left hand side. So I've selected the left hand column and I'm going to add the image. So there's the image, and we're going to set the data there to featured image and the size to large. So we've inserted the image, and on the right hand side we're going to add a heading, and in that heading we'll select the heading and we'll insert the data, and in that data we'll do the post title. We'll insert that, and what we'll do is we'll change the font size to 50, and then I'm going to change the font weight to 500. And what we'll also do then is to align the items. So we'll select the div and we'll set that to the center, and for the purposes of this demo we'll set that to the center as well. And then I'm going to add some more text, and this text over here, insert the data, and we're going to make that the date. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the format day, month and year, and we'll insert that. So now we have the day, the month, the year on the right hand side, and now we need to add the post content. So the 2 columns here, the 1, 2, so we're going to add another div below the columns. So I'm going to head over there, I'm going to add the div, right, and this div I'm going to make slightly narrower. So I'm going to go size and spacing, and I'm going to make the max width here 800 pixels, and we'll make the left hand side auto, the right hand side auto, and that ensures that we have the content centered in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is add some text, and then we'll just double click that text, and I'm going to insert the data, and it'll be the post content. There is another way of adding the post content. The other way of doing that would be to head over to WordPress, and under dynamic data could also just select content, and that would also add the content. So we'll do it the WordPress way here. So there we have our new layout for our post, and what I am going to do in columns is just to make sure that it stretches all the way. I'm just going to set that to, it's already set to 100%. So there we have our post, and this is now with the selection number 3. So we'll save that. Now when I head over to edit the post, I'm going to select layout 3, update, and now when we head over to the post on the front end, and let's just refresh that. Now we're not seeing anything. Just head back. Right, so we're editing the post. I'm just going to refresh that. So this could happen while you're doing. If it happened to me, you might have the same thing happen to you. So I'm just going to go back to layout number 2. We're going to update that. And then what we're going to do, once that's updated, we'll just go and view that post, and you'll see that we have layout number 2. And then just to be sure that this is in fact layout number 3, so we'll just check our condition, and we've said template name equal to layout 3, and to make sure that in our selection we have layout 3, should be a space in there. Right, so we definitely have it correct. It is working. We're going to choose. That may well have been the issue. You'll see how this is displaying here. So we're just refreshing that page. Ah, there we go. So it was the setting in advanced custom fields. I'm going to update that. With that updated, we'll view the post, and now you'll see that layout number 3 has not been applied. Let's just go back. Let's save that and then refresh. Right, there we go. So just one or two little things that needed to be updated there. So there we have layout number 3. We have edit post, and I'm going to change that back to layout 2. And that updated. So there you can see how the author or the editor can choose the template that they would like to use, and based on their selection, the layout on the front end changes, and they don't need access to the Oxygen meta box, where they might choose a layout that is not appropriate for the work that they're busy with. So I'd like to thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you found that useful. Thank you for watching.